Thank you so much for joining me again for another episode of Friday Sews. It's actually, I think it's my fourth episode of Friday Sews. I'm currently filming this on Thursday morning, the 25th of March at just after 10:30. I will admit I did film this video about 4 o'clock on Wednesday evening after doing the school pickup and things, but I kept on getting mixed up. I kept on thinking yesterday was Thursday for some reason and it was Wednesday, and then by the time my husband got home I was convinced it was Friday, so I think I was just a bit all over the place. So I decided, I was getting so many things wrong with the days of the week and things. I decided to do again this morning, but actually it probably worked out a bit better because I've actually washed my hair since, so my hair looks a bit tidier. But the only thing is I've wrote notes and I've crossed out everything I've talked about already, but obviously I've got to talk about them again now. So hopefully I'll be able to do the video a little bit quicker than I did it last time, because sometimes if I've ever had to retake it, which I don't do very often, it does go a little bit quicker. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is a hashtag thing that was going around. I think it was just on Instagram and it was called So Yellow for Endo, and it was run by somebody on Instagram. I'm sorry, I can't remember the name. They're not somebody I follow, but why I noticed it is when I was going on Instagram, I've got a hair on my face, so I'm just move it. Lots of people on Instagram were sharing makes they'd made with something yellow and they'd use that hashtag. So I did a little bit of digging around. I had a little read about it. I still feel this hair, sorry. Hopefully I can get rid of it. So it's because it's all fly away, isn't it? Because I've washed it. So yeah, basically it's just to raise awareness for endometriosis. Now, I've only heard of it twice before now. Once because I knew somebody that had it that I worked with. She never really complained of any pain or anything like that. The only thing I remember her having concerns about was future fertility, but we didn't stay in contact, but I do know that she went on and got married and had 3 children. So I don't know what way or means she had to go about that, I don't know, but she did go on and have 3 children, so that's nice, isn't it? And I recently watched Judy, the Running So and So's video, and she's had a niece that's had it, and she sounds like she's had a terrible experience actually, and she was actually in a wheelchair at some point with the pain. So I think obviously by the sounds of it, people have very different experiences with that condition, don't they? So, but anything that causes awareness, that's great. Now I didn't know about it in good time really, and actually I did post something on Instagram yellow that I'd made, like a garment, but I don't know if I was too late. I think I was actually too late, but I did end up posting something, and it wasn't actually a new make because there was no way I was going to get a new make done in time. I have got a yellow fabric that I could have made something yellow with, that I had it in my So Hayley Jane box when I had a subscription from So Hayley Jane, and I could have used that, but unfortunately I didn't know about it in time. But never mind, but I did post something yellow that I made, and it's not something I'd ever shared on Instagram before. I had mentioned it on YouTube quite a long time ago, but it was just a passing kind of comment, and the photograph that I'd had taken in it really wasn't very good. It didn't really do much justice. It was yellow, I was standing by a Christmas tree which all the colours clashed, I was wearing pyjama bottoms, it was the end of day, I'd just finished sewing it, my hair was all tied up in a bit of a mess, and the photograph was all wrong really. So what I did that morning when I thought, right, I'm going to post something yellow, I basically took a new photograph of me wearing, and actually the jumper looks brand new and I'm guilty of not wearing it, and I think it was that initial photograph of me wearing it put me off, but now I've had a new photograph taken in it, I do quite like it, and I thought, right, I'm going to wear it. But then I actually spilt a whole cup of coffee over it off my nightstand, off my bedstand, all over it. So I have put it in the wash and I think I've managed to save it. So that would be funny, wouldn't it? I made it basically New Year's Day 2019, haven't worn it because I didn't really like the look of it, decide I actually do like it and I am going to wear it, and then spill coffee all over it. it's not really much good really, is it? But yeah, I think I've saved it. And the pattern is by Owl and the Sewing Cat. Tracy is the designer behind Owl and the Sewing Cat, and the pattern is called the Scoop Hem Top, and I'll put a photograph of it, of me wearing it. It's a really lovely pattern. I especially recommend total beginner dressmakers to Tracy, and look out for when she's selling a kit, because her patterns are really easy, and she sells the right fabric to go with it, so you can't really go wrong, really, can you? And that particular top, it literally was 2 pieces. It's like a bat wing, and it's just a front and a back, and that's it, and you sew it together. You turn over the neck piece and you turn over the hem. Obviously the hem, it's a scoop hem, so you're not working with a straight hem, but as long as you just take your time and things, it's totally fine. So I do recommend that to anybody that watches my channel that hasn't delved into dressmaking, or is quite new to it. I would check out Tracy, because I think she's really very good. Right, let me have a look. So I've mentioned that, and the pattern and when I made it. Oh right, yes, there's a fabric pot that I made for my mum for Mother's Day, and I forgot to share it on my last Friday sews, and I think it's because I made it literally the day before Mother's Day, so that was a day after a Friday sews. So by the time the next Friday sews came round, I totally forgot about it. Now I was going to do a free motion embroidered pot for my mum. I know that you might have seen some of those things that I've done before, but I designed it all out in my head, and then I was just going to pick out some lining fabric, and then I spotted this fabric, a remnant that I've got left over. Years ago, my auntie, which is my mum's younger sister, asked me to make a yoga bag, and she bought the fabric, and I had a little bit of it left. Now my auntie has got a West Highland Terrier, and my mum's got a West Highland Terrier, so this fabric really is perfect for them, and I got a little bit of it left, so I ended up not doing a free motion pot for my mum. I just used the West Highland Terrier fabric. Well, I suppose it could also pass as a Scotty dog. Their silhouette does look very similar actually. You know, if you know what you're looking for between the two dogs, they are different, but if you don't really know them that well, they could look very similar. And I think the Scotty dogs have got like a longer snout and things. And so yeah, I made my mum a fabric pot. I have got a photograph of it, but I haven't obviously got it on me now. It's probably not a great photograph, but I did start putting things in it. I haven't got a photograph of when I've totally filled it up with things for Mother's Day, but it was just something really to fill up for my mum for Mother's Day. So I put fabric pieces, chocolates, a card, you know, stuff like that, and give it for Mother's Day. So I didn't end up telling you about that, but that's one thing I made. And I basically made it the same size as the pots that I recently made with the daffodils on it. That was the pot that I made when I did week 1 of Poppy to Fry's embroidery club. We were supposed to make cards, but I took the flowers and I put it on a pot. You might have seen that in a previous video, but it's basically the same size pot that I made for my mum, and the same size pot I made for Anna. Actually, that leads me quite well into that. I've got that further down the list. Now, if you've been watching my videos recently, you'll have seen that I made a free motion embroidered cat pot for Anna, and she's You've Got Me in Stitches, and you got me in stitches on YouTube, and what is she? She's Fuzzy Baby Seals on Instagram. And she has received her pot. She received it, I was expecting her to get it on the Saturday at 1 o'clock. She actually got it on the Saturday at 2 o'clock, but she wanted to film herself opening it, but she didn't film it straight away, because I don't think she was really feeling at that time of day setting up the camera and things, but she did end up doing it another day, and then she has shared it now on her YouTube channel, so it was really lovely. So thank you so much, Anna, for filming yourself doing that. It was just really lovely watching you open it, and I know that you want to keep one of the things I sent you a surprise, because obviously you've got a bit of a secret going on, haven't you, with your makes, so but obviously I don't want to ruin it, so I'd be really excited when you finally share that little surprise that you're sharing. So so thank you so much for doing that, Anna. So Yes, I have to make sure. Well, I've already crossed everything out, obviously, haven't I? Because I've already, I've already done this. Oh, you might have seen that. Oh, actually, I was going to mention Anna and her pot after this thing I'm mentioning now. Now, you might, if you follow me on social media, you might have seen that I shared a painting that I'd done, and I almost didn't share it. I did feel a little bit embarrassed, actually. It was kind of like my first painting. I haven't actually painted a picture probably since I was a child, and I couldn't even remember I couldn't remember a picture, so it was like basically doing a first painting, and I just felt like having a go. The reason this painting came about is I've been doing a lot more of my calligraphy, and not nib calligraphy, but I've been trying different mediums, because you can do it with other things other than ink, and because I've been doing a bit of brush calligraphy with paint brushes, and I've got some paints and things, I just kind of had enough things I could paint a picture, even though I'd bought things, or I'd got things that were for calligraphy anyway. So yeah, when I was ordering the shoelaces to go in my hood for my jacket that I showed you on my jacket that I made, that I shared last week, to get free postage from Amazon, I needed to put something else in my basket that was from Amazon, so I put in a beginner painting book. It's not the only beginner painting book I've got. I have got another one, but it's using a different kind of paint, and I haven't actually painted anything from that book yet, but this was the book that I had the paint that I wanted to use, and yeah, so I just had, I almost didn't share it, actually. I was a little bit embarrassed, because I thought, well, people are going to say, oh gosh, not another craft that you're doing, kind of thing. But paintings, like, I do dabble in paints. I've done things on rocks, and I've put paint on, you know, dolls' faces. I've painted, I've took faces off those old brat dolls and repainted the face. So I have dabbled a bit in paint, but because I've been doing a bit of brush calligraphy on the chalkboards, it's just given me a little bit of confidence to handle a paintbrush. So maybe some more painting will be popping up here and there on my social media, I don't know. But what I'm thinking of doing is maybe doing a bit of calligraphy on that picture, maybe writing morning coffee, and maybe putting it in a frame and putting it on my bedside and having a little morning coffee and having that there. So yeah, I do feel quite proud of it, actually. It's the first of something. It's turned out a lot better than I expected, actually. So thank you for the nice comments I've had on there, but oh yes, I did feel a bit bashful about it anyway. So talking about a little bit of calligraphy again, it's my next door neighbour's birthday on Saturday, so I've been making a card. So the centrepiece, I've done some brush calligraphy with a brush pen, and I've been doing some stamping. So I've not actually finished that, but if I finish it before this video goes up, maybe I'll insert a photograph of my neighbour's card that I've made here, and hopefully maybe I'll put the painting that I made when I was talking about the painting, because I haven't got it to hand. Right, Secret Society. Now, last week you may have saw that I had a parcel from Mandy Shaw from Dandelion Designs, and I'd said I'd ordered something, and I didn't know if it was going to be Secret Society, but that parcel was something I'd ordered, and it wasn't Secret Society. So and also so I've got my Secret Society I can show you, and I've actually started my lampshade. I was telling you that I had never stitch my spring lampshade when I was in the lampshade club, and I'd ordered some yellow cotton embroidery, and I was going to stitch it in yellow. Well, I did start stitching it in yellow, and the yellow did look beautiful next to the dark linen that was in the kit, but the sheep just looked horrendous. The face looked really scary in this yellow, so I decided to scrap that idea. I've never picked out red work before, but I actually unpicked my red work, and I've been stitching it again in the red that came with it now. So I've probably done over 3/4 of the stitching of that lampshade now. I don't know if I'll get it finished for Friday sews. I'm filming on Thursday. I will have another bash at it later, but if it might be next Friday sews that I'll show you that. But if I do get it done, I'll show you in this video. I'll come back on again tomorrow, but I don't know yet until I do some stitching later. I don't know. But if you don't know what these lampshades are like, this is one I've made before. This is probably my favourite one actually. I leave out all the time because I've got 2 of these stands, and it's a sewing theme one. It says love to sew, and there's just all sewing related things on. And in all honesty, this is the reason I joined the Lampshade Club. And when you join it, you have to stay in it for 12 months, and this is the one I got on the 12th month actually. So but then I cancelled then, because not because I wasn't enjoying it or anything, but a few of the lampshades were building up on me. But I think when I've stitched this spring one, I'll only have 1 more to do, and there actually isn't a lot of red work on that one. It's more of a crazy patchwork one. So I'll have caught up with all my lampshades then, hopefully. So that's nice. But I have got a little shade that you put on a wine glass that's a Christmas theme one that I've never done that. So that's a bit like a lampshade, but you put a little battery tea light in that, and they're smaller than these lampshades. So but I've got plenty of time when I say that. Before you know it, Christmas is upon you again, isn't it? So excuse me, just have a sip of my water. So Secret Society. Now it's a really exciting month. What we got this month, we got a download that we access off the website, and it happens to be a pattern that I've already got, and it's a mat. It's a patchwork mat in a circle with little chickens on it, and I do absolutely love it, and I have always wanted to make this chicken mat. But I think the reason I haven't done it is that I really like the fabrics that Mandy's used on hers, and I think I was always hoping she might bring a kit out, and if she did, I probably would have purchased it, so I could, because I really like the colourway that Mandy's used. But maybe I'll end up making that and sourcing my own things, maybe when all the shops open again. So I'll just grab, where is it? Oh, it's here. So it's the March Secret Society. I've got the newsletter from the month before because I was reading it. I'll pop that over there. So this is the March one, and that's what it's looking like on the front. Now we did get some chocolate eggs in a little spotty bag. Is it this? Yeah, in a little spotty bag, but we've eaten them. I took my Secret Society got delivered quite late, just before I went on the school run, and my husband came with me, and we sat in the car, and then he had an egg, and I gave him some one when he got in the car, so we ate them in the car while I was reading this. And the recipe in it this month is Mel's Easter nest cakes, and they're different than how I've made nest cakes before, so maybe I'll try this one. I'm a bit of a kid, really. Do you know when you see cakes and things and you know, like gingerbread people and things, I always tend to go for probably what the kids would choose. I think I'm a bit of a childish mind, but so I find like those kind of things quite appealing, not so much the sophisticated looking cakes. So apparently what you get in this month is an iron-on transfer for block 10. I'll get that out actually. It's a small one this month. I've showed you that. Now, as I've told you every month, I haven't been stitching these, but that's the one we get this month. Hopefully you can see that. And there's an extra one in it this month, and I think what you're supposed to do, you're not seeing this video mirror image, but the writing should appear back to front for you, because the transfers, and it's back to front to me because they're back to front, so when you iron them on and pick them off, they're the right way round. So this one I'll show you, this looks mirror image to me, and it will to you as well. And what it is, it says Secret Society of Red Work, and I'm reading it backwards, and Crafty Loveliness 2020 to 2022, and it's made by, and you're meant to put your name, so you're meant to put that onto your quilt, that's a lovely idea, isn't it? So I'll just pop that on my lap for now. And the sorry if I sound a bit nasally today, my hay fever has really kicked in, do you know, with all the blossom is on all the trees. We've had the spring, the astronomical spring has begun, hasn't it? So we're getting slightly more daylight than we are nighttime, just a tad, isn't it? So yeah, so everything starts springing, doesn't it? So yeah, my hay fever has arrived. So that's the chicken mat I was speaking about, and the nest cakes here. And let me find out what else is in here. It says Mandy's brand new book, which I'll show you in a minute. And your download, just I've told you about already. So yeah, it was a lovely surprise to get Mandy's new book, because I knew Mandy was going to be on Create and Craft TV, and it's really funny what it is. But sometimes when I say things, sometimes I'll say craft and sometimes I'll say craft, and it's just, I think what it is, I think it's the Birmingham accent. I think Midlands people are more likely to say craft, but it is craft, isn't it? So yeah, so you will probably notice with my accent, I'll probably say things different ways sometimes, because it's a bit of a mashup with Queen's English and a Brummie twang that kind of comes through. So if you've noticed that a bit with my accent. But yeah, this is Mandy's book. And it was really exciting because I knew Mandy was going to have a new book on the show, then on the Sunday, but then on the Friday, I think it was Thursday or Friday, it came through. It must have been the Thursday, because I didn't show it in Friday so's, did I? And it came through the post, so we got it for free. Now there's no iron-on transfers in this, but you can trace all of the designs in it. Now Mandy did say on the show, if you buy the iron-on transfers, you will get more designs than you get in the book. So in the book, I don't think you actually get that design in the middle. That is an 18 by 18 inch design, and that isn't in the book, but Mandy does say that. So if you want all the designs that are from this series, you have to buy the iron-on transfers, but there's a number of them in here, and it's all basically to do with it's called the British Block Book. So there's all things kind of, well, actually I say it's not in there, but if you look on the first page, there is actually a small version of it. So there's nothing saying you couldn't stitch that, but it would be very fine. I don't think you could stitch that in that size with those fine details with cotton or broder. Maybe you could just do the shape of the UK and Ireland, maybe, or maybe just use a very fine embroidery floss. Just use maybe 2-strand embroidery floss, and maybe you could stitch some of the finer detail. Don't hold me to it, because they are very small, these pieces, so it might not work, I don't know. But if you go further in, they're chunkier. Look, that's what you kind of use your cotton broder, or 3 strands of embroidery thread is quite a good amount to work to if you don't use cotton broder. So yeah, and there's a galleon look, and in what's nice about the book, Mandy has a little bit of a description about things and where things have come from. So if you only had the iron-on transfer, you wouldn't be getting these descriptions, so they are quite complementary with each other. But if you haven't got the book and you didn't mind reading about them, you could just buy the iron-on transfer, and then you're going to get the big map of the UK then, aren't you, which would be nice. So that, I was so excited. I probably don't seem that excited, but I've had it like a week now, haven't I? So I've calmed down a little bit, but I think I screeched with excitement with this Secret Society. It was really very exciting. So thank you so much, Mandy. Like, I don't know if Mandy watches my videos, but if you do, thank you so much. It was a lovely surprise, and I was very excited, and there's been some very excited ladies. Oh, it's going to fall. Hang on, I'm not going to put that there. Yeah, there's been some very excited ladies that received that, from what I'm hearing, so that's lovely, isn't it? So then I'm still going to be on Mandy. Yeah, I've had I've had something happen quite exciting. Now, not yesterday, but the day before, I got a telephone call in the morning and it said Dandelion Designs come up on my phone. I was like, oh my goodness, why would Dandelion Designs be calling me? So I answered it, and it was actually Mel from Dandelion Designs. Now, Mel I've probably mentioned quite a lot because Mel puts a lot of the recipes in the Secret Society, and I have showed you a photograph of Mandy's team before. I think it was over Vlogmas maybe, and Mel was in one of the photographs, and it was the lovely Mel, and she asked me if I'd do them a favour. I was like, okay, and I was thinking, gosh, what could I do for them? And what it is, they've managed to lose the basically the pattern and the instructions. I think it's just maybe the instructions for the Brighton Beach bag. Now, I've made the Brighton Beach bag and I have showed it on YouTube before, and I have shared it on social media, and the Brighton bag did end up going to Brighton, and my husband modelled it in front of Brighton Pier. If I can get the photographs up, I'll put them up. I can't promise anything because I've deleted a lot off my phone, so sometimes I can get photographs back off social media and then repost them. But if you don't see anything, I'm really sorry, but if you do, then great, kind of thing. And so Mel had seen that I'd made it, and she said, is there any chance at all you could scan those all those pages, save them as a PDF and send them to us? So I said, okay, that's fine, just give me a little bit of time, I might need to go and find the pattern. But what I didn't mention to Mel, I've never scanned anything into my computer to save in my life. I have scanned to print on an old printer where you just put what you want to scan in, you press either the coloured button or the black and white button, and then a photocopy of that comes out, kind of thing. But I've never actually scanned and saved anything on my computer. But I didn't actually say that to Mel on the phone. I just thought, you know what, I'll have a go, and maybe I'll be having to give her the Dear John in a moment, but I'll have a go. And I thought my other issue might be I might not be able to find it. Anyway, I went to where I've put use patterns of Mandy's, and it happened to be right on the front there, staring right at me, so that went really well. Then I did scan all the pages into my computer, save them, name them something I was going to remember, save them somewhere I'm going to find them, and I emailed them across, and I said, please let me know that this has worked okay. And Mel said I'd be able to choose a hanging heart of my choice, so I was really excited. So yeah, the files got over to them fine. I got to choose a hanging heart, and I chose the happy birthday one because I've never had that one, and I thought it'd be really nice when it's my family's birthday. I can just put it out for everybody's birthday, another birthday I can put out. Maybe in time, when I get a lot more time, when my children have all flown the nest and things, maybe I'll have more time to do more stitching. I could make more hand-stitched gifts for people, but obviously because I've got quite a, I know my boys are teens, but they're still quite a young family, and I am home educating one of them. So do you know what I'm saying? I don't get a huge amount of time. So maybe I'll make them as gifts. I'll probably have to write a note on who I've sent them to, but maybe in the future people I know might get a happy birthday hanging heart from me, so that would be nice, wouldn't it? So it actually arrived yesterday, so I managed to send the files across the day before, so it must have been Tuesday just before lunch, and by Wednesday lunch the hanging heart came through the post, and I was so excited because it came with a note, and this is the note, and I'm going to put this on my notice board. You might not be able to see what it says because it's in pencil, but it actually says, thank you for saving the day, happy stitching, Mel, and a kiss. And I just felt so excited that I managed to save the day at Dandelion Designs. I felt quite honoured actually to be able to do that. And there's a little thank you badge inside. So I'm going to put those up on my notice board that I made quite a long time ago. It is pretty cramped. I'm probably going to make a new one actually because there's so much up there. So that's a real lovely keepsake. This is the hanging heart, and they've actually sent me the kit so I can make it. It's not just the pattern. So I've got the actual kit, I can make that. The next birthday in my house, it's all the May birthdays. I've got a bit of time, I could probably stitch that up. And there was an extra little bag in here with a with love sticker. And I thought, oh my goodness, what is it? So I was so excited. My husband watched me open this and he was laughing at me. And it's some lovely sewing themed ribbon, and this one has got, I'll show it you in a moment, it's got a sewing machine, an old-fashioned iron, a needle and a spool of thread, a pin cushion, and that's repeated along there. Look, it feels I think it's cotton, it feels really soft, and I don't know how much I've got of that, maybe a couple of meters, I'd say. Maybe there, a rough, oh here we are, I've got a meter stick here. In England we call it a meter stick, in America you call it a yard stick, don't you? Ah, right, this is a meter. Meter's bigger than a yard, and that's it folded in half and it hangs over, so I've got actually over 2 meters of that. That's lovely. So thank you so much, Mal and Mandy and team, for that. And this one, it's a tape measure themed, and it has got numbers on it. I don't know how, I don't think you could actually measure on it. I think it's more for a bit of fun. But there's numbers, but there's also little things like a spool of thread, a chair, a wooden chair, a pin cushion, and those are repeated. So I'll just show you that. Hopefully that's focusing okay for you. And how much have I got of that? I think I've got similar actually. Yeah, just over 2 meters of that again. So thank you so much, and I can't wait to do something with those. I'll put them in my ribbon stash, and I'm always using ribbon in things, so no doubt I'll get a chance to use those pretty quickly. So maybe I'll cut this out while I'm rattling around. So that is that. Right, what are we doing? 32 minutes, okay. So yeah, so another thing I forgot to tell you about is something I ordered. It was a charity auction that was going on Instagram, and the person that was doing it was Nicole from the Sewing Bee. Now Nicole got into the final of the recent Sewing Bee, and I love Nicole. Like, I love all the people on Sewing Bee. I think how exciting for all of them. They all deserve to be there. But you can't help, can you, but have your odd favourite. And I really love Nicole. I just really loved her style. She stood out to me from the very start, so she always shone out, and so I did kind of want her to win, but obviously she didn't win, but you know, they're all deserving winners, but she did get to the final. But so I managed to bag myself the first thing she put on her sale, on this one particular set, and the last thing. And I haven't got the second thing to hand. I must have left it over there, but it was some scraps of leather, and I paid 50p for them, right? And this was the largest piece she was selling. It's still a remnant. They probably look a lot bigger on film than they actually are. So that is, so it's got a bit cut out there, look, if you see. Then it's got, see, it's a bit cut out there like that, and a bit of a weird shape on that corner, and there's a bit kind of gone here, and it's a snake skin leather. Now obviously it's not a real snake, you know, snakes are not this big. It might be real leather. Some of them that she had was vegan leather, and some of them were like pig skin kind of thing. So I can't remember what this one was now, but it is very soft, so it does feel very leather like. But what if, I don't know if I can get something out of this, a garment, but I'm thinking for you know, when we can go back out again, you know, when you want to go on a Friday night out, like I don't do a Friday night out with the girls kind of thing. I only go out on the arm of my husband. It's just the way we are, kind of thing. And you know, I feel, you know, I like going out with my husband. I feel quite safe. I do suffer with anxiety, and you know, and my husband is like my protector, kind of thing. And but you know, I'll probably bring it on myself, probably what I wear. I probably cause myself attention what I wear, because my style can be a little bit out there, and then I suffer with anxiety, and then I don't want people to look at me, so I don't probably go the right way about it, really, do I? But I do have got a bit of an out there kind of dress sense. So but I think, you know, when you dress up and then people look at you, you're kind of like, you're ready for it, aren't you? But when you get stared at just going in your local supermarket, just doing your own business, you don't really, you don't really want to get stared at then, do you? But I think when you get all dolled up for a night out, you kind of ready for it, aren't you, if you know what I'm saying? So I can handle it a bit more then. But I'd really like to make some shorts for an evening out. I would only be walking with my husband in them, you know. I don't think I'd be out on my own in them, you know, but they'd be fab, wouldn't they? I could really see myself even in them with some black tights and a black polo neck with long sleeves with it. I think that would look really nice, and some black boots or something. But yeah, hopefully I can get some shorts out of it. But what I was really excited about is it came with a letter. Now, it all comes screaming back to me, actually. When I was trying to pay Nicole, she told me what her PayPal was, and I had to put it in, and I was getting it wrong, and I ended up messaging and saying, Nicole, I'm really sorry, but I'm really having trouble paying you. I'm trying to pay you on PayPal, but it's just not recognising your PayPal. And basically it's because I was getting it wrong. The way I was typing it, I was making it look like she was King Kong or something. But she did put lol. No, that's not right. It's this. And I did feel a bit of a twit, but I did end up managing to pay her. And so this is this is dated the 22nd of Feb. So this is when I forgot to tell you about it. But it says, thank you, Claire, for being a part of this weekend's something sales. I hope that you enjoy creating with your leathers, because I had more than one leather. With the warmest regards, Nicole. So how nice is that? So can you imagine, I like absolutely love Nicole and willed her to, you know, wanted her to win basically. And then I've got this, so that's nice. So I think that's going to go up on my board as well, with all the other things that I like to keep. So where am I now? So there's no point trying to cross these out, is it? Oh, I've mentioned that lampshade. Poppy to fry. Now sometimes you might have hear me call Poppy to fray, and sometimes you'll hear me say Poppy to fry. Now the reason I say Poppy to fray is because that's what I called her for years and years and years and years, and then I realised she calls herself Poppy to fry, right? So now I'm trying to call her Poppy to fry, because that's what she calls herself. But the Poppy to fray sneaks in every now and then. So it's week 3 of embroidery club for me, and it's going to be Saturday. It will be week 4. Now you've already seen what I did with week 1. It was cards, but I made a pot. You will have saw what I did with week 2. It was an Easter basket, and I did go off piece with it. I did a different picture to Poppy's, but I showed you a spoiler last week of what we were going to be making, and I told you that I was not going to go off piece. I wasn't going to go rogue. I just wanted it to look like Poppy's. Now what was really lovely is I did make it like Poppy's, but you did get to have a bit of creativity with it, because you were basically free motion embroidering birds on the machine, and so you could kind of just you could choose how each bird looked. You could place the bird whichever way you wanted. You could face heads going this way, and you could mix it up. So what I did when I traced my birds off the template Poppy gave us, I wonder if I've got it to hand. Yeah, this is the template. So this is how it comes to you, actually. Have I got the instruction? Yeah. So when we get the emails on Saturdays, you get an instruction thing on how to make it. put that there, and you get a template. So that was the templates we got, but what I did to have a little bit more variation, I flipped my paper round and I traced the birds to the other side. So when I did my tracing for my actual birds, I traced some from this side and some from this side, so they were all kind of different directions, just to vary them up a little bit. And this is what I ended up with. So I absolutely love it. It's basically quite a long storage pouch. Poppy calls it a storage pouch. Actually, I'll pop a photograph on that I've taken. I popped it on my dresser to have a photograph next to my Singer sewing machine. And it's a lovely pop, but from the photographs you can't really see the inside. So it's got like quite a chunky zip. And I'll just unzip it so you can see the inside, and that's the inside. And it's basically to keep a project in it. I think Poppy photographed hers with a knitting project in. Now I can really see myself taking this down to the Cornish coast with a little project in and taking it to the beach. That's my little dream, I think. We've not got anything booked this year because everything with Corona and everything, we didn't really want to book anything, you know, because, you know, it's the disappointment when things get cancelled, trying to get your money back and that kind of thing, isn't it? So yeah, so this is what I came up with. So you had a lot of fun. You could play around with the legs, and I did have a little bit of fun. And this one, I said, needs the toilet. Look, I think it's the bird version of me, because I'm always the one saying, where's the toilet? That's why this Corona hasn't been all that good for me going out, because I know you can still go out of your house, but a lot of the toilets are closed, aren't they? So my bladder, you know, it doesn't serve me too well, so I'm always the first one. I'm always going to the toilet when I don't really need to go, because that just in case kind of thing. So yeah, so hopefully things start opening again, you know, you can actually go and use the toilet in places. So yeah, so this is my pot and I absolutely love it. And I can't wait for Saturday. Now I haven't got a photograph of a spoiler for Saturday. I've got no more spoilers for the rest of the club, and nothing else has been shared. But what I can tell you about the project, it is I've got a picture of the supplies that we'll need. That's a picture of the supplies, and the project is called Cornish Cottages Picture, and I can see a frame, like a mount, not an actual frame, a photo frame, but you know, like a mount inside. So by the sounds of it, we're going to be stitching Cornish Cottage Picture, so that sounds really exciting. So I'll really look forward to receiving my email on Saturday, and then spending next week stitching it and showing it you on next Friday sews. So I'm kind of giving you a little bit of a teaser what's going to be coming up on next Friday sews. It's probably going to be my lampshade, because I can't see me getting it done for this one. Probably my Cornish cottages and my frugal frock. I think by the time I do my next Friday sews, I'm going to be able to show you my frugal frock, that challenge that I've been involved in, and I designed my own, so I'll be telling you how I made that dress. So what else have I got in here? Right, I was telling you about that box that I won from through Loopy Mabel's Closet, and it came from Pattern and Trace, and it's the needle case. And I told you that I'd filled up mine, but I told you because of all the different kind of sewing I did, I just didn't have enough compartments, so I ordered another one, and another one has come through. So I'm going to spend this week filling that up. I probably haven't done this already because we've had a lot going on with chickens. You might have seen in my previous video, we've been trying to set up a new chicken coop, one that we've bought. Well, our original one was secondhand, but we've bought a secondhand chicken coop. But we've had 2 trips to go and get the bits, and we've still got bits missing, but the chickens are in the coop. With the missing brackets, it does make it a bit more tricky for me to slide the roof and things like that, but it is working and the chickens are in it, and I've been putting a little bit of a video together for you. So I might put it at the end of this video, or I might put it in its own separate video. So I'll probably get, I think I'm more likely to put it in its own video just about this chicken coop and the chickens. I'll probably get a few dislikes on it because obviously my channel's all about crafts and sewing and things, and might end up being a video just about chickens and collecting things and things, but I'm sorry about that. But you know, it will save clogging up my sewing video for people that just want to watch sewing and things, won't it? So right, now in a previous video I told you that I drew a sewing machine, and I did show you that drawing, and I did have it to show you again. I can't find it. Right, it is here somewhere. I drew a sewing machine because I really want to free motion a old-fashioned sewing machine on some fabric on a project with my own drawing. Now I have drew one and I did show you, and it is here somewhere, but I can't find it, but I will find it again. Is that it? No, that's not it. But somebody that watches my channel, now I'm really sorry I forgot who it was, mentioned there's somebody on YouTube that had a free template, so I have downloaded the template, so thank you for that. I've got it, but I still think I'm going to use my own drawing, but not to say I might not end up using this one as well, and it might be really good if I want to increase the size of my drawing. I could kind of use this as a guide, so thank you so much for that. I'm really sorry I can't remember who mentioned that to me, but thank you so much. And yeah, and I downloaded it, so that will be in the future. Also, Lindsay, who watches my channel, has ordered herself a craft mug, and it's a lovely mug, and she shared it on social media, and she actually gave me a discount code, right? And she said something really lovely. She said, "You're really welcome to use this code," because she said, my videos have got her through lockdown. It nearly brought a tear to my eyes. So thank you so much, Lindsay. So thank you so much for the code. And as you know, I've ordered my mug, and you know exactly what I've ordered. But this mug, I'm telling everybody now, it's a sewing theme mug, but you get to choose different things. I was really hoping to show you for Friday Sews. It is only Thursday, so if it turns up I might pop back on tomorrow and show you, but if not, you'll have to see it next week. I did tell you the other week that I've been like downloading things and printing things out, and I have printed, what's this? Oh, there. I have printed this little top out. Now there's a company that hasn't got many patterns, and they're called Field Work, and they aim it at teenage girls. So I don't know how inclusive the sizes are, but I downloaded this top. I think I've had to pay for it. I don't think I got it free, and it's this little tiny top. Now it is really, really tiny, kind of thing, but I could imagine myself making that out of remnants of other garments I've made, and maybe just like wearing it sitting in the garden, you know, sunning myself, you know, on holidays, a sunny holiday and things. So I'd really like to make that with remnants for the summer, or for maybe summer holidays. So that's one thing that I downloaded but I hadn't showed you. I'll just pop that there. And I also downloaded some internet pages. Now I was watching Hales, she's Hayley, but she calls herself Hales. She doesn't mind what she's called apparently, but she's Hales More Sewing, and I love Hales. And a video, I love her videos actually. She just really tell you the truth with things, you know. Not saying I don't. I always give you an honest truth about my experience. But Hayley, oh, she's so funny. You know, with some of her experiences, you know. So, but Hales shared this dress on her frugal frock video. She shared this dress, and you make it out of 3 silk scarves, right? Now I don't know, wow, I do own scarves that I wear. I don't know if they might be made of silk, but I haven't got 3 the same, and I won't be using them to make a dress out of. But I absolutely love this, and Hales mentioned it, which is on about frugal frock. So basically I've just downloaded the internet pages of this, so it's ended up being, I've done it two-sided, and in the future I might make a dress out of 3 silk scarves basically. That would be a lovely thing to do, and Hales said she thinks it would really suit me, so thank you for that, Hales, for that idea. Maybe that's something, you know, up and coming this year, who knows. So is that everything I wanted to show you? So we're up to 49 minutes now without editing, so I don't know how long my chicken video is, so all depend on what happens, whether I have to pop back on here because my mug turns up or whatever. Yeah, so no, I'm not going to put my chicken video in this video. I'm going to give it its own video, so maybe I'll post the chicken video first, I don't know. So I've either posted a chicken video already, or the chicken video is going to come after this one. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to say bye now, and this might be it, but maybe I'll come back tomorrow if anything else turns up, or I get a little bit more done. Maybe I'll pop back tomorrow. So thank you so much for joining me today, and if this is it, this is it, and I'll see you either in a chicken video or next Friday where I'll show you my frugal frog. So thank you so much, and I'll see you again soon. Bye. Welcome to the final part of Friday Sews. I was really hoping to show you my lampshade. I was hoping to finish all the embroidery on it last night, but I got a little bit caught out because I normally do my embroidery during an episode of Doctors and while Emmerdale is on, and I kind of stick to that because obviously I feel like I need to give my husband some attention as well and some time and sit and watch things with him. But normally on a Thursday it's a double bill of Emmerdale, but because there was a football on, some pre-something or other, it was England for the World Cup next year or something, they'd only put one on, so that's half an hour of stitching I kind of lost really, so never mind. But I should definitely have that finished for next Friday Sews. Today I am wearing, I'll straighten it up a little bit, my toaster sweater version, is it version 1? It is toaster, isn't it? I think it's the toaster sweater version 1. Sorry if I've got that wrong, I'll put some words across the screen. Now you might have seen already I ended up posting my chicken video. I thought it would probably be a really good idea to just get that up you know, onto YouTube, and then I can delete all that video off my phone, because the thing is, when I come to piecing this video together and saving it, if I've got too much on my phone just says no thank you, you're not doing that. So I just thought I'll get that up. So I hope you enjoyed seeing the chickens. It was their second evening in their new coop last night. So the cream legba, the one that lays the blue egg, I don't know if you've seen the bluey green egg, she's handling getting in the coop lovely and everything, but the other two, I'm having to literally put them in at night. So last night I put them on the step, on the bottom step, to try and encourage them. I was like, no, put them on the next step, no. The one, she was just going flat as a pancake on the on this ladder. So we're going to see how they get on for a little bit, and if they're still not handling getting in there on their own at night, my husband's going to build a ramp for them. I could try putting a couple of things at the bottom to help them get onto the step, but I put them on the step last night and they weren't attempting to go up. So yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. So I'm going to give them a little bit of time to try and figure it out, but if it's, and keep popping them in if I need to, but if not, he'll have to build that ramp, so bless them. So yeah, so I haven't had any dislikes actually. I did say if I put that chicken video on, I'll probably get a few dislikes. I haven't had any dislikes on it so far, so, and thank you for the comments I've had so far on that video. But there was one one thing that, do you know I had to do this video twice because things went wrong when I was filming the Wednesday? Well, when I first filmed it, I showed you something and I forgot to show you when I refilmed yesterday. And it's this iron. I've mentioned it to you before, but I've actually used it now because I've left it upstairs, and it's called the Dry Iron by So Easy. And the reason I ended up getting it out is because I have got a mini iron, but I keep it in like a travel case for like taking out with me. So I needed a little iron, and I got this a little while ago now, but only just started using it. But I used it, you know, on my pouch that I dropped the lampshade. That's not good, is it? My favourite lampshade. I've just knocked it off, actually. Let's pop it back on there. Sorry about that. Yeah, when I made this, I wanted to iron inside of it. So I managed to get that iron in, which was nice. And well, I wasn't sure if the handle would fit actually, so this has got kind of a handle that kind of goes down like that, so I kind of did that in it. But seeing it now, it would have actually fit leaving the handle up, wouldn't it? Obviously I didn't put my hand underneath it like that, I had it on the ironing board and things. So the only thing I'd say about this iron so far, it seems to be standing. When I demoed it in here before, it seems to be standing okay, but when I had it on my ironing board, it just didn't want to stand up, and I had to basically drop the handle like that and just put it on my ironing board like that because it wouldn't stand. But I don't know if it's because I was trying to put the wire underneath that bit there, but now I'm just keeping the wire out of the way. I think that was the problem. I think I was trying to put the wire underneath that bit, and that's why it wouldn't stand all that well. So yeah, so it seems to be standing okay now, so I'll let you know how I get on with that actually. I'll give you a little bit of an update. But yeah, little mini irons can be quite handy, can't they, in a craft room? So yeah, so that's a nice little addition. So thank you so much for joining me again today. I know I've kind of said goodbyes already, haven't I? But yeah, so I decided to pop on just to let you know that I had decided to put the chicken video on already, and I didn't get the lampshade done. Oh, and I did do a little bit of something. Do you know, I was telling you that in these, I haven't got this month's one to hand, I've got the February one, these Secret Society newsletters. I think there's always a recipe in it. I'm sure there is, but I made yesterday the recipe that was in this month's one. So I have taken a photograph or a couple of photographs, and I'll pop a photograph of it off, and it was the nest cakes. Like normally I would make them with solid chocolate, but this was, you melt up Mars bars with butter. It's quite Moorish actually. So they're not as they feel a little bit lighter, you know, on the waistline kind of thing they do, without doing it with the solid chocolate. You feel a little less guilty eating these ones, but they're still Moorish at the same time. And there's actually one left, because the way it works out with 5 of us, you know, everybody will get 2, and then there's 2 extra ones. So and I did have an extra one. I think I had 3 yesterday, and there is 1 left, so I suppose I should leave that for somebody else to eat. But let's see if it'll make it to the end of the day. Who knows, if it's still there by the end of the day, I'll probably eat it myself. So, but I doubt it will be. I'm sure someone else will get there first. So thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you next Friday, and we'll be the 31st. So it won't be quite Easter yet, will it? So, oh gosh, that means I've still got a whole week. This week I can kind of do Easter things, can't I? So that's exciting. So yeah, so I don't know if I'll actually be doing any dressmaking this coming week. I'm not entirely sure, but I know I'll be definitely doing a poppy to fry project, and I'll definitely be doing Easter things. So but you know, don't hold me to it. I might end up doing some dressmaking, I don't know. But definitely once Easter's done and dusted, I think dressmaking will be definitely commencing again. So thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you next Friday. Bye.